personnel has been released, treatment released from the hospital, except with the exception of Tanya. She was Stephen Stafford, who remains in the Augusta Burn Center. His condition has been upgraded. Yesterday, as of yesterday, he started some therapy, some rehab, so they had him up and mobile yesterday, so that's a good sign. That's a very good thing. We have not been told as to who to expect him to be returned back home to Macon, but we're certainly prayerfully hoping that will be very soon. Corporal Adam Michi is en route to Augusta for a revisit as we speak. This morning he's on his way as we speak currently, and the other members have been released and are back. So we're very happy to know that. As far as the investigation is concerned, it is still ongoing. As you see yesterday, we brought in some very different kinds of heavy equipment to help us to make way and remove some of the debris, if you will, from the scene. So that investigation is still ongoing. And when that has been completed and the investigation is done, I certainly will make you guys aware of what the findings were at that point in time. So that is still an ongoing process. They're working as diligently as possible and expediently as possible, but certainly we want them to do a very thorough job as far as their investigation. So as soon as that is made available to us, we will get full that information. I wanted to introduce you to this morning, and moving forward to that. I want to introduce you to Mrs. Sandie Parker, who wanted to come and share with you all and with the community at large her thoughts and feelings as to how this community has been so receptive and helpful throughout this whole tragic ordeal for she and her family. So at this point in time, I will introduce you to Mrs. Sandie Parker.
People have approached me and my kids and they've asked, how have you held it together? How have you been so strong? How did you stand there and greet over 3,000 plus people for 7.5 hours and tell each of them, hey, and speak to everyone individually? The one thing I can say is the only way I was able to do that is by my Lord, Jesus. And the other reason is because I know Randy would want me to do it. My strength just totally came from the Lord. For me and my boys both. And two, my strength just came as I know that this is just a see you later to Randy because I know I'm going to see him again. I know that me and my kids are going to see our husband and their daddy again. That's another reason I know it. And so first and foremost, he gets all the credit. The Lord gets all the credit in this. There's so many people to thank, and I know if I started trying to name people out one by one and call everybody out, I would leave people out, not meaning to. So I want to say thank you to everyone who has reached out to us, who has sent a message to me, who has sent flowers, who has donated money, who has done meals, who has just been there for all these other guys, the firefighters, because they're experiencing the same kind of hurt we are too. We were joking. I was joking with a lot of them. I was like, y'all slept with him every other night when he wasn't at home with me. So they're family. And there's so many people to thank. I want to thank Chief Edwards and Chief Riggins. They have not left my side. We joke, Shane and I joke, Shane has a Sandie priority list and he's checking it off every day. He's like, I got one more marked off, Sandie. But whatever time it is that I've had to call them and ask them a question, they have held my hand through this all. And I know that I have over 400 plus men that at any one time, if I needed anything or my son Andrew or Chandler needed something, I could call them. And this is probably the only one time that I could call them and not a wife or a girlfriend or fiance would get mad that another woman is calling her husband. And because I know they would be there. And I have over 400 plus wives and girlfriends and fiancés of the firefighters who are also surrounding me in love and checking on me and calling me and saying, hey, we're still there in the weeks to come when all this is gonna slow down. We're gonna be there. They've actually got meals almost, I think, for 3 months out, I think it is, in advance for me and my kids, and that means a lot. The Knoxville Health Hospital, the night that we were down there at the hospital, the administrators come out, all the nurses some that were on call there, some that just came in because it was the firefighters thing. They opened up their auditorium for me and my kids and all the family, and all the firefighters come in, and we stayed, I think, till after midnight that night. And they all were coming up, loving on us and hugging on us, and they sent me some gorgeous flowers. I want to say thank you to them. To the City of Macon. City of Macon, Mayor Rickert's been great. Commissioners have come up and spoke to us, the community officials, making sure you need anything at all, you let us know we're here. But they have held my hand through it all. And even the community. I had over probably 3 dozen people that come through the line that did not know myself, did not know anybody in my family, did not know Randy, and they said, we're just the community. We just want to come and share our condolences with you because our heart's hurting too. We hurt for you and your boys. And that means a lot when somebody takes 2.5 hours out of their day to stand in line for somebody that they don't even know, to come and just to say that they're sorry. And then even in the funeral procession, of how people were standing out there in the cold with kids holding flags, or people out there saluting, or people sitting, out there holding American flags, businesses waving at us as we went by. And you could tell it wasn't just to get a look at, that was the person who died in the fire, but you could tell that they were out there to show their support. People who he's even helped and rescued before come through the line, and I've got cards from people. His North Georgia Medical Transport team where he works part-time, they've been great. They've called, they've sent, they kept a check, because Andrew works there also, and they kept a check on him. The school system has been great because they kept a check on Chandler. And it's just been amazing at the community outreach that has just brought this community together. I want to say thank you to all the media. You guys have been great. You guys have respected our privacy during this time, and you have not pushed me to say anything or answer any questions until I was ready. You've given me and my kids a chance, and I appreciate that a lot. And all the pictures that y'all have done, they have been great. I appreciate how that you were there at the visitation and got pictures and presented my husband, and even on the day of the funeral. And I thank you for that it wasn't all just up in my face and let's see if we can just get that one emotional shot. Everything that the media did I really appreciate it. My church family, Christ Chapel, how they brought churches in from our surrounding campuses, have been there supporting us amazingly, and lifting my kids up in prayer, and just loving on us and loving on others. I mean, all the firefighter guys, all the people who brought food in for the funeral. We had enough to feed left over that we were able to feed every fire station in town that night, and plus give out to some more families. And so that means a lot. Macon Memorial, and everybody at Macon Memorial, but LaDawn, she took care of me. I told her yesterday I had to go by there, and I told her, I said, we're going to go have lunch soon. I've made a new friend. She has not left my side at all. She has been there through me all the way. And that means a lot when it's like this, when it's times like this. All the other fire companies that attended from around the surrounding area here, and even from out of state, was amazing. When we pulled into the funeral part to go to the city auditorium that day for the funeral, and I looked and I saw all the fire trucks that were lining the street, I was blown away. And I was like, this is a true family. And I know Randy is smiling, seeing that, how people are taking care of his wife and his kids. He would be happy. He would be. there at the burial, my son, Andrew, my oldest, he leaned over to me and I was upset and he says, Mom, it's okay. He says, Daddy would look and go, man, this is really cool. And he would have leaned over and said, this is really cool. I want to say a special thank you to all the people that were there on the scene that night. All his guys. Y'all are our family. We're not going anywhere at all. And y'all can't go anywhere because me and my kids need y'all. We're going to need y'all. And I know y'all aren't going anywhere. But I love y'all. Y'all are part of Randy to me. And I love each and every one of them. But for everybody there that was on the scene that night, that come in and relieved some of these guys, that was just from the EMS to the police department for everything they did of even shutting down the roads on the funeral procession, leading us, escorting me home, escorting me to the funeral home, everything. I really appreciate it. I mean, I wish that I could sit down and for everybody that has done something, I can personally sit down and hug their neck and tell them thank you. Because it's a genuine thank you too, because I really mean it. I really, really mean it. And so I apologize if I've left someone out. Know that it wasn't intentionally. I tried to jot it. I was talking with Chief Regan last night. I was like, I don't know what to say. He says, what do you want to say? Talk from your heart. So that's what I'm doing. But it's just a huge thank you. A huge, huge thank you to everybody who has been good. My brother-in-law, Marcus, and my sister-in-law, Terry, and my brother, Kevin, and my sister-in-law, April, they've been great. My mother-in-law, Randy's mom, and Fred, they've been great. They've just been Johnny on the spot if I need something, and made those hard phone calls that you have to make during this stuff. They've been there for me. They've been there for my family, my parents. They live in North Georgia, and they're like, we're not leaving till you leave, till you tell us to. And I just want to say, just thank you to all my family, all my friends. We're still going to need everybody in the weeks and months to come because it's going to get hard. Yesterday was a hard day. The day before was a hard day. But I know it's going to get easier, and I know that Randy would look at me and he'd go, you got 2 boys that you got to take care of. Come on, you can do this. And he would always look at me and he'd look at me. When I would have something big to do for work or something like that, his thing, and he would say to me, as he says, baby, you got this. And he'd give me a little wink. And I feel like that's what he's saying right now. He's like, you got this. You can do this. So, again, just thank you. Just that's the only thing I never say is just thank you so much to everybody. I really appreciate it. Me and my kids do.
Sandie, what do you think Randy's legacy will be?
Oh, wow. He will carry on a major legacy of somebody that was a leader, that knew how to have fun, somebody that loved the Lord. One of his guys told me, he said, sometimes people said they didn't like him, but it was always when they were on a scene or something. I said, Randy didn't mess around when he was on a scene. Randy didn't mess around when he was trying to train. Randy knew he wanted his guys on his truck to be top notch on whatever station he was at. So he was a leader. He was a leader. He was somebody, he knew when to have fun, but he knew when to be serious.
Sandie, what are some of the values that your husband tried to instill within your sons that you will continue to try and do so?
Put family first. Regardless of anything, put the Lord first, put family. And you got to stick together because family is all you got. When everybody else leaves, your family's still going to be there. When all this is said and done, it's quiet, and a few years down the road when day passes or whatever, my boys are still going to be there. And to be a hard worker, to be a leader and not a follower.
Thank you so much.